Hello, my name is Julie and this is KS Mom Crochets, and today is Crochet Podcast number 60. So I do have quite a few things finished, so I'm just going to jump right in and show you what I've been doing. So the first thing that I got finished is a whip that I had started back in February. And then I kind of set it to the side. You know how we do, or I do. I set it to the side and I hadn't picked it up, but it was just staring at me. And I was like, I really need to finish this. So I only had like 5 rows left to go. And that is my rug that I was working on. Now this pattern is called Floor Show, and it is by Halliday. And it is from an old Crochet World Magazine, February of 2009. So it looks like this. And this is what the rug looks like in the magazine. But I did have someone tell me that you can take any doily, because it's essentially like a giant doily, and you can take any doily and make a rug out of it, and it's like, that's common sense. I didn't even think of that. So that's very interesting to know that you can totally do that. So this rug, I use 3 strands of yarn for it. Trying to make sure that I'm showing the right side. So I used 3 strands of yarn. I used a discontinued yarn from AC Moore, which is Stitch Studio Earth Tone. So it is this navy color, but it has flecks in it. It has like brown and white and maybe like a reddish orangish color fleck in it, but it makes this really pretty design that looks like a star. And I will insert a picture of what this looks like laid out on the floor. Now I didn't measure this, and I don't have a tape measure in here, so I don't really know how big it is, but it's pretty good sized. I mean, not quite my wingspan or anything, but it's big enough for what I want it for, which is right here in the floor. So I had fun making this. I used the S method, and I will have like a short video showing how to do that linked in the description box below. It's just something that I stumbled across a few years ago, and it is how to use 3 strands of yarn at once out of the same skein of yarn. So you can take 1 skein of yarn and use 3 strands without having to go from both ends. You know, you can just pull it straight out from the middle. If you watch the video, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but I have been using that method for a while now. Anytime that I want to use 3 strands of yarn from 1 skein, then that is the method that I use, and it works perfectly. This is really thick, so I think that it does work really well for a rug. And I really love the design, and since I have hardwood floors, as you can tell from the picture that's hopefully up, you can see the design really well through the the holes in the rug. So I'm really happy to have that done, and off my hook, 1 whip off my cart, because like I said, it's been staring at me since February, and I just needed to finish it and get it off of there. Now that was a yarn eater. I did go through a jumbo skein of like, I don't know, there's like almost 700 yards in one of those skeins, I think. And I had like a partial skein and a whole skein, and then I had to get into another whole skein. So I'm trying to work through that yarn that I have, and I still have 6 balls of it left in different colors. So I need to figure out something, maybe make some baskets or something out of it just to use up that yarn. So that is my finished object number 1. And then The next thing that I did is I did a cross bookmark. Now, Rebecca over at Yarn and Pajamas had received a bookmark from a sweet subscriber that is actually subscribed to both of us. And whenever I seen Summer had commented on one of my videos, I asked her what tutorial she used for that bookmark that she made Rebecca. And she kindly told me, and I was able to make it. And this is called the Crochet Cross by Udi Knitting and Crochet here on YouTube. It is, like I said, a YouTube tutorial. I used a 2.75 millimeter hook. I used this lace yarn that I got from New Craft Day, and I think that it works up so pretty. I love the way that worked up. I think that the colors are just gorgeous, and this is what, you know, what it looks like, and then this is what it worked up as. And then for the edging, I had a cone from Mary Maxim that I had got a while back, and it is in the color like ecru, I think is what it's called, but it's like an off-white. And so I just did the border of the cross in that. Now it is kind of not laying real well. This right here is not cotton, so I can't iron it and starch it like I normally do. I do think that I will try to starch it and pin it and see if that works. Hopefully that will allow it to lay more flat, but I do think that it turned out really, really pretty. And it does have this little tassel type thing on the end. And I had a lot of fun making this. It worked up so fast. It worked up really, really fast. And yeah, so I think that is like similar to like a number three crochet thread in size, or like a 1-weight yarn. So it did come out pretty good sized. And if I didn't say, I can't remember if I said, but I did use a 2.75 millimeter hook, and I really like how it turned out. So that is another little thing that I finished. And then I finished Benji Bear. I finished my bear in pajamas that I have been working on since March, and it's taken me quite a long time to make this, but I didn't work on it as much as I should have. Obviously I made other things in between and just kind of worked on this here and there. But he comes out of this book right here, Cute Crocheted Woodland Creatures by Emma Varnum. And I made him right there. And like I said, in the book, he is named Benji Bear, but I just call him Bear in Pajamas because that's what he is. And so this is what my bear in pajamas looks like. And I just think he's so cute. Oh my goodness, I love him so much. I love him so much. So I used a 3 millimeter hook on him, and I used Brava Sport yarn from crochet.com. The body of the bear, the stark brown, is called Sienna. His muzzle is called Almond. For his pajamas, the blue part here is called Denim. And then these slip stitches, or like surface crochet, and the white is just white from the Brava Sport. I had these little buttons that I had in my stash. I think I got I can't remember where I got them at. I think I got them from Amazon. And they come in all different sizes, and these were the smallest buttons that I had. But I think that they turned out really well on this. I think they match really well. In the picture of the bear, he does have 4 buttons, but I only put 3. I didn't really follow the pattern for the edging of the jacket here, like the pajama top. And I kind of did my own thing, which was similar to what it said to do, but the way that I did it only allowed me to make three buttons, to have three buttons. Now on the surface crochet, I'm not very good at surface crochet. I think I did really, really well in the front and like on the sleeves and the legs, but in the back, as you can tell, I kind of got a little a little off on that, but it don't look too bad. I think I did pretty good. I'm not going to go into like complete detail because I've showed this poor bear so many times, and I've explained this pattern so many times. But I will say that the only thing that you have to sew on is the head, the arms, and the legs are crocheted in. And there are slots left for the ears that you can just stick them down in those slots and sew them on. Now, I didn't do I did a really good job on this ear right here. I think that it looks really well, but that one, I kind of messed up on that one a little bit. So it's not sewed on as well as the first ear that I did. And then I was really scared to embroider his face because I was afraid that when I put his face on that it would just totally mess him up, but I think I did pretty good. Now I did mess up on his eyebrows. I made his eyebrows really, really long. They should have been one stitch up on this side, but I think his face turned out pretty good. And in the picture, you know, I tried to mimic the picture. And he has that really small smile, or like, you know, mouth area. So that is what I did. I think he turned out super cute. I love him so much. I love the texture of his pajama top. I love the way that it looks. And I think that white really, he looked really cute without the slip stitches, but after I put those slip stitches on, that white just kind of pops out, you know, and it just really made his outfit look so much better. So here is my little Benji bear, and I just love him so much. And just for reference, so that you can see kind of the difference in what that I did as far as the way that he looks. I don't know if she has a picture. Yeah, here's one. So this is the way that he looks in the book, and then here's how mine looks. So like I said, I did try to mimic the way that the pattern looked because that's what made me fall in love with him, and I'm so happy that he's done. He was a lot of work because, you know, you had to make the clothes. I had never made clothes this way, so. But here is my Benji bear. Alright, and then I only have one more thing to show you all that I finished. I'm pretty sure. Yes, so I was gifted this yarn from Caroline over at For the Love of Crochet. She had gave me a skein of sock yarn that she had been gifted for me to try, and I wanted to use it. So I was looking through and I was trying to find a pattern that I wanted to use this yarn on, and I decided that I wanted to make the dragon out of this book right here, which is called Little Friends in the Hatching Bag. I love this book. These little animals are so cute. Like, I love them so much. The book is not as nice as other books. The pages are like copy paper or whatever, but I just don't even care. Like, I'm so happy with this book, and I really want to make so many more of these cute little animals out of here. I was trying to find the one that I made. Oh, here he is. This is the one that I made. Now, he is absolutely adorable in this in this picture. I love the way that he looks. I love the colors that she used, but like I said, I wanted to make him out of that yarn, and it is like a variegated sock yarn, so it's very, very busy. But here is what my dragon turned out. So like I said, he's very busy. He kind of reminds me of like a punk rock dragon, because the way that I sewed his spikes on makes him look like he has a mohawk. But I really do love him. I think he's so cute. I probably would have liked him better in a solid yarn, so I'm sure eventually I will make this pattern in a solid yarn, because like I said, this yarn is very busy, and this may have not been the best pattern to do with this yarn, but I didn't know how far that it would go, so I knew that this was a small pattern and that it wouldn't take a lot of yarn. And like I said, I used that Millie film. I have no idea how you say that, but it was a sock yarn that was gifted to me. And then for the orange, I used drop saffron yarn in the color pumpkin. And then this is just drop saffron in white. I used 2.75 millimeter hook on this, and then I used those 10 millimeter dragon eyes that I got off of Amazon. I did the pattern exactly like it said, except for the belly patch, because initially I was going to leave the belly patch and the horns off. And so I went ahead and sewed him together, and when I sewed him together, I sewed his legs too close, like they're farther apart in the pattern, and his belly patch was going to be too big, so I did leave off some of those like straight single crochet rows that you have to do for that belly patch. I also did have his nostrils embroidered in orange, because in the picture they use the contrasting yarn to embroider the nostrils, and I changed them to white because I really didn't like them in orange. I also added him some eyelids. I don't know if that's going to focus or not, but I did add him some little eyelids. My hands are shaking. But just to kind of, because I don't know, I just felt like he needed some eyelids, so I did do that to kind of give a little bit of shape to those eyes. I love those eyes. I think that they are so pretty. But like I said, I know this yarn is pretty busy for this pattern, but I still think that he turned out really cute. I'm not crazy about the way that she makes the wings, because they're essentially just triangles. That wasn't my favorite. I didn't really color control, except for I knew that I wanted his ears to be blue and I wanted his eyelids to be blue. So I did kind of color control that, but everything else I just did it however it came out of the ball. And whenever I was sewing his pieces on, I did not mean to sew his arm, because this leg and this arm is the same, you know, they look similar. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted them opposite, but I had already sewed them on, so I just left them. But I think he turned out pretty good. I like him. He's cuter in person than what he's showing up on camera, but I really like how he turned out. And I think that, you know, somebody will love him. So there is my dragon. And like I said, I really do like that book. That lady that makes that, I can't pronounce her name, but the lady that makes that has an Etsy shop to where you can buy these patterns like individually if you don't want to buy the book. I think she also sells like the ebook too. But I really like having it in book form, even though, like I said, the pages are like copy paper, but that doesn't bother me one bit. I don't really think there's many patterns in here that I don't want to make. So that is all of my finished objects. I got a lot done, guys. I had, my hours got cut this week. because I do only work part-time. So my hours got cut this past week and they are cut this week. So that means that I got a little bit more crochet time in. It's definitely not going to last for long, so I'm not like worried about it or anything. But I was happy to have a little bit of extra crochet time, and I got to finish some of these whips that have, you know, needed done. So I was really happy about that. Now, I do only have the one work in progress that I am actively working on. I showed it in my last video, my last podcast, and that is the Southern Belle 15-inch Fibercraft doll dress. This is like I said, a Fibercraft pattern, and it is the Southern Belle. Now, these dresses are going to they take a while to make because, I mean, they take a while because there's a lot of stitches. So, I did almost get the body of the dress done, except for, the trim. The trim at the bottom, I still have to do that, but I did almost get the body done. And I'm using a 4mm hook because that is what the pattern calls for. And like I said, this is a Fibercraft, they call them fashion dolls, but it's a Fibercraft 15-inch doll. I had to put her hair up because her hair's kind of messed up a little bit. I'm going to try to fix it better than that, but I just wanted to keep it up so I didn't mess it up even more. Her eyes are looking really, really bright in camera. They're really bright in person, but they're not, like, they're looking a little scary looking there. But I love her. I think that she's so pretty. And like I said before, she is like a Barbie doll. She has like a Barbie doll style body. Except she is bigger, obviously. Now, I followed the pattern exactly like it was written. And I'm using Big Twist, which is a 4-weight yarn in the color dark coral for this dress. And a 4mm hook because that is what the pattern suggested. I didn't try this dress on the doll until I almost had the body of the dress done. And it's really big. I'm going to have to like overlap it to get it to fit right in the front, because like when it's not like together, like this part of the dress is not fitting right, so I'm gonna have to overlap it. I don't know if my tension was too loose. I probably should have went down a hook. I should have tried it on her, you know, when I first got started, but that's no big deal because I can like I said, just overlap that and button it or whatever, however I decide to close it up. So like I said, the body of the dress is done, but then there's this really long, like, trim work that you have to do that makes it longer. And then I have to go back into these front loops here and add that trim work on the front. And then she needs sleeves. And I mean, there's a lot of work left to be done on her. But this kind of gives you an idea. And I really like how this looks just like this. Like, I think that it's so pretty. Now, I do have a blonde doll like this too, and I haven't decided which doll I'm going to keep the dress on, but like I said, for now, I just wanted to have one out to try it on, and whenever I get done, then I will figure out which one I'm actually going to display it on, because I don't know which one would look better with this color of yarn. But like I said, this is a Fibercraft doll and pattern, and they are not available anymore. I did mention that in my last video. I was gifted the pattern and the doll, actually, and but you can find these on eBay. They're kind of pricey sometimes, but if you keep your eye out, you can find good deals on them. But here is, like I said, my progress on that, and I'm really loving working on this. I've put a lot of work into this I went through 5 ounces because that wasn't a full skein, and I was just kind of curious how much yarn this dress would take. So I weighed the dress after I, got as far as that on it, and it was 5 ounces of yarn, like right at 5 ounces. So this is going to take quite a bit of yarn. I was trying to see if it told me. It says it takes 20 ounces of yellow, so we'll see. So we'll see if that is really how much yarn that it takes. So that's the only work in progress I have. I did have to. I found out that Michael's is like a UPS drop-off place to return packages, and I had to return a pair of shoes that I had ordered for my daughter that were too big. And you can't go in Michael's without looking at their yarn. I don't really buy a lot of yarn from Michael's. It's not that I don't like their yarn, it's just, I don't know, my Michael's is just not that great at all. Like, it's really small and they don't have a huge selection, and evidently they had a big clearance and all of their yarn is like gone. But I did find this yarn right here, and it was only $2. So I was like, I'm gonna get that. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it. I'm sure it'll be some sort of amigurumi. I'm thinking like a teddy bear or something maybe. But this is it's a Michael's brand yarn. It doesn't say the brand. It just says Yarn Lane. I don't know. But it's called Braid Big, and it's 262 yards, 10.5 ounces, 240 meters, or 300 grams. It's Loops and Threads brand. Didn't see that. And this is a number 6 weight yarn. And I think it's 100% acrylic. No, it is 86% acrylic and 14% polyester. And this color is called Salt and Pepper. So that's appropriate. But I thought it was really pretty, and this is the only, I think they might have had like something else on clearance too, but I didn't want it. So I thought for $2 I was going to pick that up. And then I was watching Terry over at Yarn Joy Podcast, and I think it's her Tuesday. Is it her Tuesday video? I can't remember I think it's her Tuesday tidbits video, but she's been showing books, like pattern booklets or books or whatever, magazines, different things that she has on her pattern bookshelf. And I'm really enjoying that videos when they come out. I really like them. And she showed this book right here. It's like a booklet. It's not like a book, but it's called Thread Bookmarks, 10 Crochet Designs, and it's by Leisure Arts. And when I seen it, I knew that I had to have it. I knew that I had to have it. So I did find this on eBay, and I think I paid $8 for it, but that was with shipping, like shipping included. But it's got some really pretty bookmarks in here that I want to make. It's got this one that's called Birdhouse Border. It looks very similar to the one that I make a lot, but it's different, I think. There's one called Butterfly Border, which is like a butterfly on ribbon. I don't know if I would make that one or not. I really like this one. It's called Lacy Dream. Then there's one that's called Woven Cross, which is pretty. A lot of these incorporate ribbon in them. You have this one called Crowning Touch. I'm sure if you watch Terry, you've already seen this, but this one's called Fanciful Fans. I want to make all of these, just about it. Pressed Flowers. It's like circles. Loving Hearts. Victorian Lace. Bee Ribboned Cross. That one's pretty too. I think that might be the last one. Yeah. So it's got like I said, 10 different bookmarks in it made out of crochet thread. And I'm really excited to try some of these. I haven't tried any yet. But I'm looking forward to trying these out because I really do like making bookmarks. I can't see crochet thread very well, but I've noticed that I can handle using the crochet thread if it's a very small project. So I'm excited to try some of these and work them up. I don't know if you can find. I've looked, like, it's really hard to find patterns for crochet thread, especially like booklets and stuff, unless they're like older. So I don't know, maybe I'm just not looking it up right, but I've had a really hard time finding things. This one says it was made in 2013, so it's really not that old. But yeah, I've just had a really hard time finding stuff for crochet thread, like small things like bookmarks and stuff. So I'm really happy to have that one and to try it out. I'm looking around, making sure I didn't forget anything. I am behind on my cowl project, so I'm hoping that I can get that, work on that and get that finished. Litz's calendar cowl that she's doing, stitch sampler cowl, over at Coco's Crochet. I really need to work on that. And then I want to finish that doll dress. Like, I would love to finish that doll dress this week. So we'll see how far I get on it, because I'm sure I'll start something else. So I guess that's all that I have for you all. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and seeing the things that I got finished. I'm really happy. I feel like I've got a lot accomplished this week, so that was really good. And it was so nice to have like some extra time to crochet. I really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to this week as well. Having that extra crochet time. So hopefully I will have a lot to show you all next week as well. So until next time, I will see you in another video. Bye.